Welcome back to Real-ationship Goals, a podcast all about exploring the realities and complexities of healthy relationships. Real-ationship Goals is a project of the Prevention and Education team at the Advocacy Center for Crime Victims and Children in Waco, Texas. If you or someone you know has experienced sexual violence or harassment and is seeking support services or needs more information, links to resources and our hotline number can be found in the description. The views expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect those of their organizations or affiliates.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Real-ationship Goals. We are back with another Community Partners episode. We are your hosts. My name is Monica and I use they, she pronouns.
My name is Elsie and I use she, her pronouns.
In today's episode, we have our lovely forensic interviewers from our very own Advocacy Center. And please let them introduce themselves.
I'm Alexis. I use she, her pronouns.
And I'm Heather. I also use she, her pronouns.
Okay, beautiful. So we have questions for them and we can jump right into it, but we wanted to start with what is a forensic interview. I feel like a lot of people, when we're doing presentations, we'll be out, be like, oh yeah, we offer forensic interviews, and they don't know what it is. And they'll have questions about it or misconceptions about it. So I wanted to start off there as our foundation.
Sure. So forensic interviews are just a way to talk to kids anytime allegations of abuse or neglect have been made. Instead of kids talking over and over about it to different people, having to retell their stories, they come to us and they meet with us in a room where it's just us two. It's video recorded. Law enforcement and CPS are on the other side observing the interview while it's taking place. So that's really what a forensic interview is. We interview on sexual abuse, physical abuse, witness to crimes, all sorts of stuff.
How long have y'all been doing it?
So I've been an interviewer for about 2.5 years. I've done a little over 300 interviews.
And I've been an interviewer for 7 years. I've done a little over 1,400.
Oh my gosh.
And is this something that y'all have to take a test for, or? Oh, this is the next question actually, sorry. Okay. But I guess we'll just move into it. But kind of what was your journey of being a forensic interviewer? How'd you get there? Was it something you started with or something you figured out along the way?
Well, for me, I actually was in a criminal justice and forensic science program at our community college here at MCC. And I was actually going to school to be, do something with crime scene investigation. I was always really interested in that. And I think I was maybe 2 semesters away from graduating, and actually one of the SAFE nurses came and did a presentation for our class. And I don't know, I'm a very spiritual person, and so as this presentation is going on, I'm just feeling wow, I don't know what it is about hearing about this agency, hearing about the work that they do, that I really feel like I'm being drawn to this. And so the next day I met with my advisor and I was like, what do I do? I think I'm going to school for the wrong thing. And so we just kind of threw out some ideas. I had mentioned that I would love to work with kids, and she had introduced forensic interviewing. And so I kind of researched a little bit on my own, and here we go.
Oh, wow.
So,
hey, I also want to say to the listeners, this is my first time hearing their stories and their journey, so I'm like, woo. Okay, wow. Now I'm like, let me turn my chair. Hold on, I'm invested. Okay, Heather, how about yourself?
Mine's kind of similar. So I was in school for social work, and with social work you have to have an internship. But before I started my internship, I took a forensic social work class. And Dr. Carrie Berkeley, my boss, who's also a forensic interviewer, came and presented to the class. And we actually had a unit on forensic interviewing where we were trained on how to do a protocol of interviewing, and we had a test where we had to be an interviewer and an interviewee, so we had to do mock interviews.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so I did my first interview before I was even an interviewer. And so after that, I definitely was interested in it. Ended up getting my internship there, and I worked the front desk after my internship for
Here?
about
Oh, okay.
for about 3 or 4 months. And then Carrie approached me one day and was like, hey, we have an interviewer leaving. Do you have you thought about it? And
Dang.
so-
And you've been here 7 years?
Or
8. Okay, 8.
So I've been here 8 years, yeah. Probably a little bit longer with my
Internship,
yeah.
Oh, wow. Dang, so y'all have roots in this. Because I really was, I guess, something I thought about was, like, what type of degree? Because, like, in prevention and education, a lot of people are like, what type of degree do you need for that? And it's, like, such a wide range. Like, we have sociology, we have public health come in, social work, I'm trying to think of other stuff. Psychology.
A lot of psychology.
Yeah. And it's, like, such a wide range, but I always wondered what it was for the CAC side, and especially forensic interviewing, especially with all the training that y'all have to do. I didn't know if it was like, you can get a degree kind of in this realm, but yes, like this is a specific branch type of situation.
Yeah, I feel like we all kind of have similar degrees as well. Mine is in criminal justice, and then I have the forensic science certification.
I have social work, and then we also have Heidi, she's our Spanish interviewer, and she's got a degree in psychology. And she's also working on her master's right now, so
Okay.
shout
That's
out,
cool. I didn't
shout out
know
to
that.
Heidi, yeah.
What about Christy?
Christy, do you know Christy's degree?
I really should know this.
I feel like it's criminal
it's-
justice.
I think
I'm
so.
pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I think so.
And then Carrie has 1,000,000 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
got his
And I think
doctorate.
he's getting one still. Like,
Yeah.
I think he's in his doctorate or something. I don't know. Okay, let me see. Because we've already covered just naturally some of the questions that we have. How long have you been doing it? What was your journey? Like, what led y'all to this? I guess our next question being, what has being a forensic interviewer taught you about yourself?
I think for me, one, it's just kind of taught me, I guess, how strong I am as a person, because, we do hear and learn about a lot of different types of things. And then also just kind of like more on the personal side, being a mom, obviously, things that we hear about, and also with the trainings that we do, like specifically with like online things, you always hear that the internet is not a safe, I guess, place for kids, but to really, be working this job and all of the trainings that we've gone through, presentations that we've watched, you just really learn so much more. So I guess
you said
it's
how many interviews have you done?
about a little less than 310. So
Like, just think about that.
In 1 year.
Since you've been here.
So when I started, I was a part-time interviewer, I guess. I actually started off mostly doing case management, so like working with kids' parents and like getting kids into counseling. I would do the backup interviews for Christy, and kind of same thing. I love doing both, but I just naturally was more drawn to the forensic interviewing side, and then a full-time position came up. So I think since I've been a full-time interviewer, I think when I started doing full-time, I had only done maybe around like 40 interviews, and that was like a year and a half ago, I think. So yeah, whatever the math is.
Yeah, right. We don't have no calculators. We're not judging you.
Okay, cool.
For me, I feel like I was definitely I was really nervous about presenting in front of people, whether that be in class, in school. It just really bothered me. And to think about testifying, oh my goodness, in the beginning that scared me so much. But now it's something I enjoy doing. I enjoy doing the other parts of forensic interviewing, and it's just kind of shown me that I can do things that I did not think that were possible.
Man, no, really, and shout out to y'all, because sometimes when I go and I would observe a forensic interview, I'm like, do they want to do this? I'm literally this stuff is so tough. But hearing y'all's background, I'm like who better, Because I really was like, man, this is such a tough job. And I feel like when people hear about the Advocacy Center, they don't even know what we do here. We'll be out and they're like, oh my gosh, and you want to be there? Because that's really tough work. But no, this work is still worth so much passion. And I think people don't get that, which I get it. It's really, really tough work. But no, I'd be like, are they okay?
It's tough, but I mean,
how did they land here?
Yeah, the kids that we get to talk to, though, sometimes they just say the funniest things, or they just make your day sometimes, just talking to them. So I think that really helps. It's a fun job.
Yeah, it really is. And I think that we have a really good team too. So we're able to kind of lean on each other in those
Sometimes
moments.
I'm like, I wish I would adopt me.
We'll
Sometimes
adopt you.
I'm like, I'm over there, you know, like I'm at the front desk. I feel like I'm part of over here too.
Yes, we'll adopt you.
Well, I was also going to say, I'm so sorry, Elsie.
No, you're good.
Because I'm like really, I feel like people don't see the forensic interview side of the work. And sometimes like I get it. And it's, like I remember one time I had a client say, I hope I come back tomorrow. And I was like, I don't want you here tomorrow. Like I say that with love. And so like sometimes I'm glad that people don't get it. Because if you get a forensic interview, that means something happened. But can you speak to how long a forensic interview can be? Because sometimes they can be really short. Sometimes you're just like, hey, this ain't gonna work out. And sometimes they're like an hour or whatever long.
Yeah, so I mean, they can be 5 seconds long, and the kid run out. I had a kid run out today, but I mean, once they run it, not like ran out scared, crying, like ran out because she was hyper and she didn't want to be in a room. So they can be 5 seconds long. Or we try and cut them off around 2 hours, just because we know if we're tired that the child is probably tired. And so we also have what we call multi-session interviews, where we give the opportunity for the child to come back multiple times and talk to us if need be.
And I think something else, like the room is set up a certain way, like yes, there's cameras, but something that when I observed a recent one, the thought y'all put behind the room, like y'all, I forgot who it was, but they were like, y'all changed the chairs?
Mine.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, we changed the chairs because with no handle or like nothing to rest your arms on, you get tired and, you know, fidgety and all these things. Like we want them to be comfortable. And so I feel like, I don't know, there's so much that goes into it. And some people might see it as like, oh, they're just talking to them and like getting it on record. Which I think that could lead into the next question of just like misconceptions that y'all have about, or misconceptions that they have about y'all's job and things like that. But y'all put so much like intention behind it.
Yeah. So I think one big misconception, especially like on, you know, when it goes to court, people might assume that we are interrogating a child or we're leading them in some way, we're feeding them information that we want them to say. But in reality, it is completely child-led. Everything that we talk about is up to the child. We leave it very open for them to, you know, tell their story in the way that they want to. We are able to get a little bit more direct once they kind of give us something, then we can ask more direct questions on that. But we don't, you know, tell them what we want them to say. We allow them to share it in their own way. And sometimes that takes 5 seconds, and we have to kind of dig a little bit deeper, and sometimes, you know, they'll talk for 30 minutes. And it just depends.
Yeah, and then sometimes nothing's happened at all. Not every kid that comes in makes an outcry. You know, we hope that kids aren't making outcries to us. We hope that they are safe. But sometimes we do risk in screenings, and sometimes nothing has happened. And that's it, and we end the interview and we go out. So I feel like that's a misconception, or also that we're law enforcement or we're CPS. We do not work for either place. We work for the Advocacy Center. So
yeah, we have our MDT kind of team where we all kind of collectively have our own part in, you know, the case or the investigation, but we specifically, we're not CPS, we're not detectives. We, you know, we just
work closely with them. Yeah. Do you have any?
Well, I mean, this isn't one of the questions, and obviously you don't have to go too much into detail, but I feel like you guys also wear a lot of hats in the roles that you do, because you have to go to court and do the actual interviewing and stuff like that. I didn't know if you guys wanted to like touch on any of those other little hats.
I'm glad that you brought that up, because something that y'all mentioned is peer review, and I thought that was interesting, and I also wanted to hear more about it, because when I think peer review, and y'all kind of, I think y'all mentioned articles, but I think of like school, of like, I'm looking at my peer's paper and like kind of looking through it, and maybe that's kind of what it is, just outside of school, but I wanted to hear about that too.
Yeah, so peer review, we do it like twice a year, sometimes more. We've kind of been trying to do more internal ones. But essentially, it's just us either meeting like with our group of forensic interviewers or interviewers out at other advocacy centers. There'll be like a topic of discussion. So maybe the topic is interviewing preschoolers, and they'll have like a research article for us to kind of go over, and then we will each present a forensic interview and just to get feedback. For me, I always try to bring interviews where I feel like maybe there was a challenge or maybe it was a harder interview. Maybe I feel like I just didn't really do, I guess, my best, because I think I can speak for most of us. You know, sometimes when you finish an interview, you're like, I should have asked this, or I should have asked it this way. So it's really helpful, especially for me, because I'm still kind of a newer interviewer, to get feedback on like, hey, in this situation, this is what I would do, or I would have asked this question that way. I feel like it helps us for sure.
I love processing. Do y'all wear any other hands?
We do presentations.
We do presentations quite a bit, just telling people about what we do and what forensic interviewing is.
Like out in colleges and schools and stuff?
I actually do them on Friday.
Oh, okay.
For Dr. Berkeley's class.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
So those are fun.
I'm trying to remember what his course is under. Philosophy or something?
Philanthropy.
Philanthropy, wrong P word. Dang. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know, testifying,
Yes.
Right.
which I have not done yet.
And
It's coming
yeah, you're like,
soon. It's coming soon. I'm
and
sure.
when y'all testify, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
I was gonna say, when y'all testify, you're not testifying about the forensic video, like the forensic interview video. Y'all are more about y'all's training, correct? Or
It can change. So we can either be a lay witness.
gotcha.
We can be an expert witness on abuse. So we're able to talk about patterns of abuse and red flags and grooming, things like that. And then if we're what it's called an outcry witness, which means that you're the first person that the child is told. So I never really know if I'm outcry witness. You don't really know. I never really know until I talk to the DA. But if you're outcry witness, you are able to talk about everything that the child told you in the interview.
Okay.
Which is rare. They say is rare, but I feel like I've had quite a few of court cases where I am an outcry witness.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I know that you had a question.
I don't remember what that was.
I'm so
No,
sorry.
it's okay. Okay, but the last question that we do have is, how do you guys care for yourself after hearing some of the horrible stuff that you guys have to hear?
Maybe just some quiet time afterwards. Like, I mean, because we're talking and listening, especially after the long ones. I feel like the long ones are harder for me.
Yeah.
So just having some quiet time and not talking and not listening to anything. And then also just enjoying time with my family and, hockey games, Taylor Swift.
Nice.
I didn't know you were a Swiftie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, kind of same thing. I like to definitely have my little sign on my door that I put up if I just need some time to myself. Again, I like to really kind of lean on our staff. It's nice, like we can always talk to the counselors if we need to. And otherwise, just going home, listening to music, maybe watching something on Netflix.
I literally be wanting to hug
Kicking
y'all.
back and
I'm like,
relaxing.
oh my gosh. And mind you, like, I've only ever observed, like, not even a handful. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they do this. How many interviews do y'all do a day, like, max? Is it 2, 3?
3.
Yeah, we try and keep it at 3 just for our own mental health sake.
Absolutely.
And scheduling purposes.
Yeah.
Sometimes emergency interviews do come in. And if it's not after hours, we just have to fit them into the schedule. So, I mean, I've had days where I think the most I've done was like 5 in a day. That was just back to back to back. So.
And I literally be like, I need to hug them or something. I'm like, somebody get him a gift card. That's always what I say. I'm like, somebody give him a gift card. Oh my gosh.
Okay, kind of going off on that too, how, and this is more of a personal question too, so if you don't want to answer it, that's, again, totally fine. But you guys are both moms, so like how do you...
She went there.
How do you separate the stuff, like hearing from other kids when you look at your own kids and like thinking about play dates and all that? I don't know, I just feel like that's
that
so
also,
stressful.
They don't happen.
That also crosses my mind. Oh my gosh, like that's why I'm like, I need to hug them.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely happened before, and I think I do a really good job of like, in the interview room, keep it completely separate. Like,
You do such a great job.
Focused on
Yeah.
the child. But there have definitely been interviews where I've finished and maybe they reminded me of one of my kids or someone in my family. That's always pretty hard. I don't know if I said this earlier. With the online stuff, just kind of, I feel like it's definitely made me a lot more cautious than I already was. Sometimes I have to remember, like, I can't just be like breathing down their neck 24/7, but you definitely, I feel like, have both of your eyes open and just, I don't know. I wouldn't say more paranoid, but definitely more
Observant.
Yes,
Oh my gosh,
for
yeah.
Yes,
for sure.
I agree. More observant, maybe more cautious of things like sleepovers and things like that.
Yeah.
I know, because I was talking to one of our other coworkers the other day about different curfew times, because growing up, like my brother, his curfew was 4 hours later than mine, and so I was like, whatever you do, and I was older.
I was gonna say, was he younger?
And more responsible, in my opinion, but whatever.
I'm gonna send this to him. Not just make I'm just like,
He would agree. But I was like, you can't do that to your daughter. Like they have to have the same one. So like if you want her to have a earlier curfew, like make it the same for all the rest of them. And they were talking about how it's kind of hard, like when you're here, like you hear about how like the discrepancies between like assault on men versus girls or men versus women. And so they were like, it's just kind of hard because like you can think that it will happen, it's more likely to happen to your daughter, and so like how can you not be hypocritical in the way that you raise them? So I thought that would be difficult too. But
no man, this workplace, and I say this with so much love, but it's really like opened my eyes into a lot of things. Even I felt like I knew a lot even like before working here, but and I have to say, like, y'all's work is really what has opened my eyes. Because we're on the prevention side. We're hoping these things don't happen, you know? So really, I literally be like, oh my gosh, somebody give him a hug, for real.
I will always take a hug if you're offering.
No, I'm telling you, for real.
If you have to ask, does she need a hug? I probably do.
Yeah. Man, I really keep y'all in my mind a lot. A lot.
One thing I know, like, because my kids are older than Heather's, so I've really tried to, like, be good about teaching about body safety, not only with their bodies, but with other people. So, you know, like, if your friend doesn't want to hug, like, you don't need to give hugs. And, like, it's also okay to, if you don't want to hug, like, to say, like, no, I don't want to hug. And just learning about, like, safe touch, not safe touch. That it's really important that if someone tells you, you know, keep a secret from your mom, or, you know, secrets are not safe. Surprises are okay if you're talking about, you know, like we're going to surprise somebody with a gift or whatever, but that it's just really important to
that's a good distinction, secrets and surprises.
Yeah. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
See? Another thing to put in our bucket. Well, I was going to say that's all the questions that we had. And for every episode, we always have a relationship goal and a recommendation. And Elsie has a relationship goal.
Yes. Okay, so this is coming out the Wednesday after Valentine's Day. And so kind of just wanted to remind everybody that just because Valentine's Day is over does not mean that you deserve to be loved any less. A lot of people will put on like big shows for Valentine's Day. That's not really needed, but if you do it, stick with it.
Valentine's Day is my favorite holiday, which is why I got my things on. My little
festive.
things. They were I was supposed to wear them for the Platonic Love episode, and it didn't get its time to shine. So, but truly, I'm like, I'm trying to live that. Valentine's Day is every day for me, okay? But yeah, what a beautiful, genuinely, what a beautiful relationship goal. And then we wanted y'all to have a recommendation. Y'all can each have one. I would love to hear what y'all have, and it does not have to be related.
Oh, my recommendation to anyone is always going to be to go to a hockey game because they're a lot of fun, and I don't think a lot of people, especially in our area,
Yeah.
you can travel to go see one. Got them in Austin and Dallas. So much fun.
My friends who really like hockey, they always go to Dallas.
Yes.
And I'm always like, dang. And they'll go during the week.
You go once and you'll be
Yeah,
hooked.
well, I'm sure you're hearing so much because of heated rivalry. And so I'm like, I'm on my way. I'm going to go to a hockey game. I'm there.
Actually, I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know.
But do you know what it's about?
I think it's about two hockey players falling in love.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's more. Okay, we don't have to talk about the rest, but yeah, and so I feel like a lot of people are thinking about hockey.
And
And
especially with the Winter Olympics right now, too.
oh, what? Okay, I got to catch up on that. Did not know.
Yeah, we have a hockey team.
It's like USA and Canada, and they're like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, stop. Okay, before
a lot of them are on like the same team, but they're, obviously going.
Stop, I'm blushing. That's so cute. Okay, we'll talk about that later. How about you?
My recommendation's more like on the self-care side. One of my New Year's resolutions this year is just to spend more time outdoors. I feel like, which is another thing that I like to do to kind of get my brain kind of back right after a long interview, is just like spending time outside. Go find like a nice park, a nice like trail to walk, get some fresh air. Don't always be cooped up in your house.
The Dallas Stars are having an outside game soon.
Oh,
What?
yeah, we could come
They have the rink.
They really
I
are.
was like,
No.
we could find some-
The rink is outside?
No, they're actually going to be playing at the Cowboy Stadium. I think it's next year, though.
Oh, well, let's put it on the calendar.
Okay.
No, I was going to say, speaking to that, I was in a meeting recently, and we have like a icebreaker, and it was showing what our what it looked like outside of our window. And I was talking about my window, my bedroom is like tall and thin, and I can just see the tree limbs, and I just watched squirrels like jump from limb to limb. But I was like, man, just thinking about, like, they have no stress in the world. I mean, they probably have stress. They have predators, I get it. They gotta find their acorns and dig them up and stuff. But I was like, man, like that to me, I was like, it grounds me of like, okay, this feeling is not forever type of thing. And I'm like, man, they don't have a care in the world. They don't care about an email. They don't care about nothing. Like, I'm just like, wow, that is so grounding. Well, what a light note to end on. But yes, that is our 4th episode of season 10. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Yes, joining us and then the listeners. No. Yes, y'all, of course, please. Like, so glad that y'all are able to also share. Like I said, a lot of people don't know about the work. Even when we're talking about it, they're like, what is that? Oh, I won't jump into it, but I was going to say, because a misconception that I had was forensic means on the scene.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not, because y'all's interviews happen here. They never happen outside of here.
They can. We do have a mobile unit. Just kind of depends on the situation.
Right.
More like in emergency situations or
hospitals.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See,
Like
I feel like I'm
juvenile
learning too. But I was going to say, genuinely, thank y'all for joining us. And listeners, thank y'all for joining us. If you are looking for more content from us, you can follow us at Advocacy Waco on Facebook and Instagram. And if you're looking for prevention-specific info and content, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at ACCVC_prevention. But that's it. Bye, y'all.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Real-ationship Goals. This episode was produced by the Prevention and Education Department of the Advocacy Center for Crime Victims and Children in Waco, Texas. Interested in more content from PNE or the Advocacy Center? You can follow us on Instagram at ACCVC_prevention or on Instagram and Facebook at Advocacy Waco. Be sure to like this episode and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. Bye.